So we're doing our normal warm-up, non-negotiables, back extensions, and sit-ups. I think we'll do some face pulls, dumbbell external rotations, lateral raises. Yeah, we'll call that for the circuit. You get like everything nice and pumped. And then we'll try some lighter shoulder pressing. And then just blast some arms in a superset with that. Call it a day. Just get a really nice pump session. Right there, there's pump session.
Pump session.
She's very pumped up for this. The evolution of strength.
Yeah. It's like, it feels generationally, right? Because, I mean, you've said it a lot, right? Like our parents, it wasn't normal really.
Yeah, I mean, exercise really started in like the 70s.
Yeah.
And you were still weird. Like, if you like average Joe anyway.
Right.
Maybe professional sports started slightly before that, but.
Yeah.
Not even, but average Joe running down the street was weird.
We looked up like human race wise, right? Like right now we live in a patriarchy where generally men have control over everything. But has that always been the case, right? Have men, because that's the argument, right? Is that men are stronger, they're natural born leaders, all of this bullshit, right? Like, and in reality, what we found was like over 95% of our existence was done in harmony, and that there were not power struggles. Like, were there like conflicts? Yes, but it was like conflicts were addressed via like social ostracizing, right? Like if you aren't doing something that's helping the greater good of your clan, then you would be ostracized by the clan, right? So like social justice was a huge part of it. But yeah, it was very interesting, and really the male patriarchal mindset didn't come into play until agriculture started developing, right? Where people had more products than what they were consuming, so like an excess, and men started, controlling that. It was just very interesting to see like that this is not how we always have to live. It's not how we always have lived, Like in reality, like hunter-gatherers, right? Women were doing 90% of the work for survival, right? Like men were hunting.
Like that's it.
Period. Women were
taking care of the
children. And then, all social interactions they were managing. So it was like, in reality, not saying that like we should be in a matriarchy, but we should live in harmony. There's no reason to have this power struggle here.
Yeah.
And why is that power struggle has been perpetuated through toxic masculinity and a concern that power will be lost if you give power to others. It's happening when resources became hoarded and then distributed, right?
So it's just like all the craziness that's going on right now is to be expected, I guess, almost like we're due for a big change, a big challenge. I don't know, it made me realize that our role in this world is to just try to bring that harmony back. And it's just gonna take most of our life. It's probably gonna take 50 years or so. So we're pretty much just trying to slow down the catastrophic things right now, because it's gonna take time to actually have change again.
And we're moving in
the right
direction because people are going to therapy, people are understanding like how we should understand ourselves in order to treat others appropriately. It takes generations to break those barriers, right?
Yeah. So the other part of this, I want to do this, and then lateral raises, and then 90-degree dumbbell stuff. That was just me. So that would be really good for your shoulder, though. Those little raises, with your thumbs kind of up, and then out like at a 45-degree angle. Yeah.
Generationally, like we are recognizing that the ability to manage your emotions, or at least acknowledge your emotions, think through your emotions, and think of how you're responding is an evolution of the human brain, right? Like it's not something that we've been doing for years on years. And
we've ignored it.
We've ignored it, right?
It's uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable for your brain. So like, we're recognizing that if you put this effort in and then have a child and you start, their life with a parent who's able to regulate their nervous system and then help the child to regulate theirs, to learn how to understand their emotions and things, they're going to be more evolved human than people who are not. So it's the exact same thing when it comes to working out.
And it directly ties over. So like if their nervous system is healthy because they are aware and can regulate it.
Yep. They're better able to put that physical stress on
their physical body is going to be more relaxed and able to recover. And if we can do that, well, then now we can push harder in the gym because the nervous system isn't like stressed to the max. When we're just stressed to the max, that causes chronic inflammation in the tissues. Well, you don't move as well, we develop all these imbalances. But if you truly are just regulated from within, then you can take on the external stressors, and that can even help your internal, like your nervous system grow.
Yeah.
But when it's chronic stress on top of the physical stress, then like our nervous system can't grow.
On overload.
It's on overload all the time.
Right.
So that has historically what's been slowing our human performance up until now.
Because it all works together.
Right, exactly. So recognizing that, it's really hard to even to discuss like what the potential of a human body really is. We're seeing
it's not just the body, right? The brain is a part of this, is a huge part of this, right?
Yeah, and I think it's demonstrated in professional sports right now pretty well, like CrossFit. I mean, every year the deadlift's going higher, the snatch and the clean and jerk, they're getting higher. Like, who knows? Like,
right. But do we think that's just because people are starting to train earlier on in life, or is it a mix? Do we think that these folks are also focusing on their
I think
brain?
It's a little bit of both, especially coming
starting to recognize.
We're just starting to recognize for sure. Maybe these athletes haven't done the mental work yet, but they are also part of the generation that is most likely to have been raised, or at least beginning to be raised by like aware parents.
Right.
So I think that our kids, like that generation, whatever that is going to be, I don't even know, will be the closest human to reach human peak performance.
Our exact children.
No, I said that generation. Because they are going to get raised like by regulated parents who are working out instead of going to bars, and like all of these things are just going to compound, creating good meals, having good foods that are not chronically inflammatory. They're not as processed as they have been. Like I was raised on processed foods, like, and I can do the things that I'm doing. I can't even imagine.
Right. Yeah.
Like what is possible.
But saying that like really prompted in me, like, we are unbelievably privileged to even be thinking about this, right? Yeah. Like the only way that we've been able to evolve or learn or understand ourselves more is because we've been able to afford therapy for years, right? And have the time to sit on the couch at night
and talk.
And just talk. Our society is created to not allow for that, I think by design. Because if you have a bunch of evolved people, then you're going to have more of an uprising, more people pushing back on you, more people saying that this doesn't make sense. But even similar to what you were saying, that like exercise can be a form of resistance, right? Like resistance towards the system that requires us to sit all day, and our worth is tied to our productivity and all of these things, right? Like by doing exercise, by going to therapy, by doing these things, it is a form of resistance against a power who is trying to control everything.
Right. I think that you're right, Alex, that like the system is trying to get it to go the other way, right? It's trying to prevent that from happening, but that's kind of been happening all of history.
Well, at least 5% of it.
Well, yeah, sure. But like the difference is now that we're like, at least there's more people catching on.
Right.
Like this is the biggest momentum we've ever had in history. So yeah, the machine's still going, but at least we got some momentum, and that's kind of where the 50-year thing comes in. It's gonna take a minute.
Yeah, I mean, and it requires a dismantling
of people, the
current system, because everything is ruled by resources, and they're being hoarded by a select few. So it's hard. The only way to take power away from that is in mass, right?
Yeah, we have to do it together.
But like there's a strong resistance against it, right? Like, because yeah, it is uncomfortable and it makes you anxious, right? Thinking about the actual realities of the world is extremely anxiety inducing. And if somebody doesn't have the ability to recognize that emotion, to understand why they might be feeling that way, all they feel is, never mind, I'm not gonna think about it. Because why would I? Because I don't have control over it, so I'm not gonna think about it. Don't think, right? Like,
it's not an answer, it's not an option.
It shouldn't be, but it is an option.
But because of our societal stressors, everyone is always
right.
So like there's like suppressing the ability to be able to handle the news of the world.
Which literally means you are not using your brain to its fullest capacity.
Not even close. Not even close.
Right? So like, yeah, so you're saying to your body, I only care about this part of it because this is good enough for me, you know? However, we're getting to a point where it's like, if we don't talk back to them soon, they're going to have all control.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, they're banking on our fear to stop us from taking action as they're taking the comfort of basic health care away from people. So
it doesn't matter what political party's in control.
The system is broken. Yeah. You all know that. I mean, both sides of the aisle do sketchy shit constantly. They just have a different book cover.
When people just bring that up, well, the Democrats, I'm like, that already tells me like where their mind is at and the ability to have this conversation. Because it's not about Democrats or Republicans, your beliefs, my beliefs. It's about like doing what the human existence needs. And neither party is accomplishing that. And we all recognize that. We all recognize the same things, but we just take comfort in one party versus the other.
Right, exactly. Divide and conquer.
What's crazy, they're using all of the oldest tricks in the book.
Right, but we didn't.
And telling us that they're using these tricks in the books, and they have been used in history. But yet people still think it's for the good.
Because they're not thinking.
Yeah.
Because they're not thinking. Because thinking is uncomfortable.
Well, because it's different than what the Democrats did. That's good enough for them.
Comfort.
But the recognizing that it's a 50-year problem is bringing me like a little bit of
50 to 100.
50 to 100 is bringing me like a little bit of peace on the day to day. Like, because
you have hope.
Because I have hope that we will get there, and I know that I will continue to work my entire life towards achieving that. But what can I do in my immediate day is I can help people recognize their fitness, recognize movement, help them with their health goals, because all of that is going to help them with their central nervous system struggles, and then help them hopefully get to the mental health side of things as well.
And it opens capacity.
Right, opens capacity, yeah.
Right?
Great way to put it, yeah.
If you have an injury, think about how much time and energy your brain is spending on acknowledging the injury, feeling the injury, telling you not to move a certain way, et cetera, et cetera. So like, that's an overload, that's a stress on the brain.
Yeah.
So if we can take that away, then maybe it'll increase capacity for something else.
Yeah, there's even studies that like kind of tie into that, but kind of level it up too, is that if you can move and function under heavy load, heavy stress, when you get placed in that in the real world, like even just processing a problem, you will be able to do it better.
Absolutely.
Because you can squat 300 pounds right after doing these burpees. Or you're trying to push this sled that you didn't think you could do. Well, guess what? That's going to translate over to doing that project that you didn't think you could do either.
Yeah. Yeah. Being comfortable is the only way to grow.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it.
That's literally
in every way.
There's no way around it.
No way around it.
That is how our bodies work.
Right. If you're acknowledging a different part of your brain, if you are saying, oh, right now I'm feeling anxious, right now I'm feeling scared, you are telling your brain, I see you, I understand you, and you're activating that portion of your brain, right? Where if you're not doing that, it's not being activated.
Right.
Right. And just like anything else, it starts to atrophy.
Right.
Right. Like,
and you do have to recognize it in order to be like, all right, well, how do I fix that?
Yeah, you have to be willing to.
How do I not feel like this?
Right. Right. It's hard. It's very hard. It's a journey.
Mm-hmm.
Derek's better at it than me.
Not all of it. We have our strengths and weaknesses.
It's true. It's true.
I think I'm better at situational processing, like in the moment right now, but
it's because he has a better ability to not feel emotions where I do. I think we've talked about that.
I had to work on not feeling my emotions.
On feeling.
I had to work on feeling my emotions.
Actually oh, what are emotions? What is this? I have no idea.
I was just numbed.
Right. So it's more my side I have to work on not feeling.
Dialing it back a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, I've just always felt everything. Yeah. Really. Like I feel the mom who I see across the cafe who's struggling with her kid. I feel her stress. I feel her emotions. Derek?
Not necessarily.
Not at all.
I'm like, I recognize it and I still feel empathy for that person, and
I feel her emotions and I want to help her not feel that way anymore.
And I wish that there was something I could do on a day-to-day basis that would help, but
you can.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can say, can I help you?
Ooh,
you know?
Yeah.
Which is truly the best to me of humanity is when we say, I see you. Can I help you? Right? Like.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
That's all people want is to be seen.
Right. Yeah, I think.
But it goes like, am I taking on everybody else's?
Right. So there's like that, setting boundaries
all a balance.
For yourself. And then we were talking about last week that because I am good at doing like the processing the situation when it's live, but it's also exhausting because I do it every single day, 15 times a day. Like what's going on around me, what's going on with the patient, what are all their factors that they have to go in order to make a decision on how to treat them. So when I'm walking around in the wild, like coffee shop or grocery store, I like need to like set that boundary of not taking that on.
Right.
In order for me to do that on a regular basis, which I do really well.
Yeah.
So there's a boundary for me.
So I have the capacity to do it more in the wild, if you will. I'm gonna do 10s. It's reasonable.
What did you say?
I said I'm gonna do 10s.
Curls. I think Sarah might be done.
An outfit change from Uncle Michael. It's a little tight, but it's a crop top. It's a crop top. She's a cute girl.
Cute. What do you think, baby? What do you think? It's cute. I like it.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's cute.
Yeah, I think we're feeling a lot right now of chaos, but
yeah, but
making it through.
Making it through, it's fine. Workout today was fun though. Getting a nice pump session in, chatting about some things.
Lots of chatting.
Lots of chatting. But that's okay.
I think it's how it gets it's what gets me through stressful times. It's just like which tracks, right? I like to speak because I get them out of my body if I talk about them. So let's talk about hard things, everybody. You feel so much better when you do, right?
And it's the only way that people will understand what's going on in your brain. And we need to know what's going on in each other's brains in order to...
Yeah, you do it every day as a PT.
Right.
You listen to what's going on in your patient's brain and body, obviously, and help them to figure out how to make it better.
Yeah.
That's all we're trying to do.
But it was a good day overall. We'll be back Monday for legs. Just try to have a good week, everybody.